Hello everyone, welcome back to Coders United. Today we're going to be discussing how to build a to-do list app using React. So to get started, let's hop onto our desktop and I'm going to use the create react command to go ahead and create a React app skeleton. So now I got that booted up, we can go ahead and go to our source code. And in the app.js file, I'm going to start off by setting up an import up top for the useState hook. All right, from here, let's go ahead and clear out this template markup. I'm going to start off by creating a state for tasks and a modifier called setTasks so we can update that state. The default state for our tasks will be an empty array. Next, I'm going to set up a task, which we can use to create a new task and add it to the list of tasks. And this will start off as just an empty string for an input. So now we've got our state values. We can go ahead and set up a container for our app, and we'll start off with a header, and we'll call our app the to-do list app. So from here, we can create an input. And this input will start off by making it a text type of input. And we're going to assign it a value which takes in the task. So from here, we can set an onChange event. And every time onChange happens in this input, we're going to use the setTask modifier and update it with that string. So now we've got our input being saved to the state. We can go ahead and drop below that and create a button. This will allow us to add that input to the task list. So from here we need to create a function to add the task. We'll call this create task. And this function will start off by creating a variable, and we'll call it new tasks. And this variable will be equal to the spread operator to combine our current tasks with the new task in a new array. Once we've got that new array, we can pass that in the setTasks method, which will update the state. Next, we want to go ahead and we want to clear out the setTask input and reset it so we can create another task. From here, we add a onClick event, and when this button is clicked, we are going to run the create task function. So now we need a place to output our tasks. So I'll create an unordered list here, and we're going to map through the tasks in our state, and we're going to render a list item for each task in the state. So to start off, we need to set up a key for our index so React can keep track of these various values within the render. And from here, we can render each task. So to see this in action, let's head to our browser and let's drop in our input here and add our first task. And as you can see, each time I click the add button, it takes the task from the input, adds it to the list of tasks, and then that is rendered to the browser. So next, we need to handle editing a task. So I'm going to start by creating an edit index state. And that way we can keep track of which index value within the list of tasks we want to update. We'll start off by making it null. So now we have a way to track that. I'm going to drop in our list item here. I'm going to add a button, and this button will be for editing the task. And so to do that, I'm going to need to create a function called setEdit. And this setEdit function will do two things. It's going to take in the task as well as the index of the task we want to update. So the first thing is I will update the input to the task, and then also the edit index. So now I can drop down my button here, and when the user clicks this, it will enable an edit mode within the state. And so within the programming here, I'll be aware that I'm performing an edit action. And now I have an edit index being set. We can conditionally set an on-click result here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if the type of the edit index is a number, then we are going to perform an edit operation. Otherwise, we are just going to do the normal create task operation. So to create our edit index or edit task function, we're going to drop in here like so. And we're going to start off by creating a variable for our new tasks. And this will just take in the current tasks and create a new array. So now I have that new array of tasks. I can take the edit index and use that to set the new task in place of the old task. And then once I have that, I can use the set tasks method to update our state. And after the state is updated and the list renders the new task, we need to clear out our input, and then we need to set the edit index back to null. So we know we are no longer editing that task. Right, so from here we can go and test this in our browser. To start off, we're going to create a couple tasks here. And then next we can click our edit button and we can edit this task. You can see when we click add, it finds that task and updates the value. So we'll do one more here just for example. And just like that, we've got our editing working. So last, we're going to create the ability for the user to delete a task. So we'll drop in here right next to edit and we'll create a button for delete. So now I can create my function to delete the task. And this will take in one parameter, and that's the index of the task we want to delete. So we'll start off like the other methods. We're just going to create a new tasks variable. And then with this new task variable, we can use the splice method, which will target the index by the value that was passed in and the quantity of 1. And then once that's removed, we can use the set tasks method to update that within the state. So now we have this function. We can hop down to our button here and we can set up an on-click event. So each time this button is clicked, it runs the delete task function. Finally, we'll pass in the index value as the argument. Next, to see this in action, we will save our progress, head back to the browser, and we'll set up a few tasks to start. And then now we have our tasks. We can click our delete button. And as we can see, one by one, it deletes each task. And that's it. So if you enjoyed this tutorial and you'd like to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, and we'll see you next time.